Alrighty, good evening, punters. PB here from Racecourse Capital, and welcome back to what is the last episode that we're throwing up before the end of February. Ty,
Yes.
good afternoon, good evening. How are you?
Good afternoon. Mate, you're looking pretty tan.
I am
Tell everyone why you're tanned.
very relaxed. I spent a little over a week in Bali, mate, just drinking bintangs, sitting by the pool. Interestingly enough, the Ladbrokes app wouldn't allow me to log into my account in Indonesia.
Dodgy Indonesians,
I could see all the races. I just couldn't put a bet on. But anyway, we still got some tips done. Yes, it was a wonderful time. You should all go out and recharge your batteries. I think it's a very good time to sort of go out and do that.
Yeah.
How was Melbourne? Not Melbourne. How was the time back here? I went to Melbourne as well. How was the time back here, mate?
It was good, mate. We had an absolute gun run last week with Little Beers and Bets. Well, our graphic that we put up for our free tips.
Absolutely.
It's 7 winners.
7 winners?
It's 7 winners last
week. Goodness me.
Hopefully you all followed along with that. You would have had a cracking start to the day. Especially the early races would have set you up for the later ones, for sure. So we had a really good run with that. So we managed to keep the train rolling while you were overseas, which was really, really nice. Had some good winners in the members as well. So... which is really nice.
Yeah, we did okay. Yeah.
We did.
We had some really good results, some good numbers, some good high single-figure number of results in there, and a good couple of double-figure chances that got up as well, which was really exciting. So
it's all going well. We're going into big weekend this weekend with Blue Diamond on tomorrow. So the young ones are coming out, and look, it seems like it's an open race. Like you got a couple of favourites, but it looks a really open race, to be honest. Probably more open than last year, I'd say.
You think so?
I think so, yeah. I mean, you can easily look at the ones that are favoured in the market, but you never know in a big field. And they're 2-year-olds. You never know what's going to happen.
Oh, just yet again another hot day up here in Queensland. There's an evening storm rolling through on a Friday, so there'll be a little bit of moisture in the Dubin track tomorrow. I think it'll be a soft 6.
Wonder if we'll get some fireworks during episode.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have a few little cracks of thunder and a flash of lightning.
As long as we keep our power.
Well, absolutely, but we've got to keep our thirst quenched. And what are we doing it with tonight? I have found ourselves Steersman Lime. Interesting taste. I actually really enjoy it. I wasn't sure after the first mouthful. But the second, third, and fourth, I'm like, this is really refreshing on a hot day. A beer with a bit of lime in it.
You're not going to complain, mate. Seriously.
My missus drank the Bintang Crystal, which is like with lime over in Bali every day. Just was amazing. Beautiful. They do call it a ladies' drink over there, so I stuck to the traditional Bintang. Didn't want to get mixed up with all that malarkey, but that's what we did. Yeah. You know when your missus comes home and she's wearing a white suit, covered in bee stings and smelling like honey?
Oh.
You know she's a keeper, eh?
Just skipped the intro, just straight into
it, mate. Just straight into it. Anyway, I like that. I love a good dad joke.
It's a little out of the way.
A little bit cleaner. Right, let's get into the business part of the game, shall we?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, as the computer says, well, yes. We're getting into it. We've already hit the first at Moonee Valley tonight, so if you aren't already following, I'm sorry. But Ty was very gracious in throwing up a couple of tips.
Bought a Lancaster with the man, Blake Shin on.
Oh, boom.
$6 SP. Hopefully you got on that one.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All right. But we're going to fast forward to tomorrow because we've got some great racing across the country.
Yep.
As you already mentioned, the Blue Diamond, and we'll have some great cards out for the members tomorrow.
Yes.
But as always, Beers and Bets, we're here to give you 2 races from each track around Australia of the 5 main ones. And let's see how we go. We did all right last week. Let's see if we can match it up again this week. Now, I got to pick last time. Would you like to pick where we
start?
Start?
Okay, all right.
I was just going to say, would you like to pick it?
We're going to go to Morph.
Morphettville, right? We're going to start in Adelaide.
Yeah, to Morph.
City of Churches. Beautiful. All right, so we're in Morphettville. We are looking at races number 1 and number 2. And something that I would quite happily take at the moment would be Pool Pony. I'm not sure in that order. But yeah, maybe one of those inflatable ponies in a pool because it's fucking hot. It didn't. It sounded better. You know when shit sounds better in your head, and you should just.
That's why there's more races to go.
Oh, you should just fucking leave it. Anyway, Pool Pony at $3.60 is my tip in the first. I think this is going to be a fairly interesting race with some good chances across this smallish field. But I kept coming back to Pool Pony. Has a great record. Jockey staying on the back. Jakey
boy.
So I think that's a really good push to go forward, and I think I think it's got a fairly good chance of getting the chocolates in the first.
Perfecto.
Thank you, mate.
I went with one that I really liked, the jump out. It was pushed out in the jump out, but
Yep.
it was really competitive. It was quite a competitive jump out, and it finished alongside Jenny Lala, who came out and was one of the big winners from the members tips last week.
Oh, yeah.
Double figure odds. That was at like 84 grade or something like that. So, flossing at $7 currently. Look, it's usually a pretty good fresh horse.
Mm-hmm.
And I just thought off the back of that jump out, that's already, I think the other horse that finished in the jump out, I don't know if they'll tell us in this, maybe not. No, it says Jenny Lala. There was another horse in the jump out, and I think it's run well since. So I'm just sort of going off the fact that it might be one of those rare jump outs that actually you can follow horses out of. They don't happen very often.
Yeah.
But I think this is a horse that can run well fresh, and at $7, I'd be willing to have a crack at from gate one. I'm hoping they use that gate and set a little bit more forward, closer to the lead, hopefully.
All right. Nice one.
There you go.
Race number two.
Race number two.
Race number two. One that I have looked at previously, but have not picked it based on other ones that I've liked in races there. But I'm going to have a look at this one tomorrow. Jenkins.
Yep.
I think Jenkins it's currently sitting around the $4 mark. Look, it's coming third up, and it's been improving every night. It went sixth, first, fourth, second up. I think it's going to go better, if not very close to winning. And yeah, it just needs a couple of favours in the run, but gets a good draw. It's a good horse. It does know how to win.
Yeah.
It's probably been a little bit unlucky in some of its races previously, but I think we should be okay. I think we should be very close.
Man,
very close.
Toddy gets on.
Exactly right. That was also another interesting push forward that I liked. I thought Todd suits the horse. I thought it was. I think the weight's good. The barrier's good. I think everything's good.
Yep. All right. I couldn't go away from the favourite in this one. I thought that Maramenko with Toe Rope getting on for the Jolly Yard. I think this horse might be a horse that's looking for more distance now.
Yep.
And I think with the way it's been running lately, I think it's ready to run I think it's ready to win. $2.45 is not a price I'd normally jump at. So I will give you a value play if you don't really like those odds. I think one that's probably underrated in this market is Jack And. Jack And. With Jared Fry getting on.
Okay.
It's probably Jared Fry's best ride in South Australia tomorrow. If you go and have a look at some of the horses that's been running around in Victoria, coming off a second, this midweek race at Sandown, won by Immediacy, it actually proved to be quite a strong form race. And I think that, even though it's midweek, I think that will hold up in South Australia quite well.
Yep.
And then coming off a second placing, it's only dropping back to 1,800. If you go through its form, it's actually normally running pretty well at 1,800 as well, which is a weird distance, and not all horses like it.
No. I think you either work up to it or you work well and truly past it.
It's sort of like two in between, sort of weird.
Mm-hmm.
But so I think this horse actually likes the distance as well. So $7.50 currently for Jack And. If you like a bit of value in that race, but I think Maramenko is going to be very, very hard to beat. So there you go.
Just a little cheeky each way play. I think Frankel Star is some good value at double figures, $10.
Should go to the front and be hard to run down.
It should do, yeah. But go each way on it. But yeah, I think it should be pretty good. All right, that's Morphettville done. We will carry on to where now, Mr. Ty?
Let's go to Rose Hill.
All right. Oh, off to Sydney. Right. Rose Hill, beautiful track. Do love it. Races 1 and race number 2 at Rosehill we're looking at for you tomorrow. Yeah, a couple in there that I kind of liked, but I've settled on Glad You Think So at $5 or $485 at the moment. Yep. Was a good run, resuming to place third. Improvement again is expected in its second up run today, tomorrow. Sorry. So I think it's a really, really strong chance to really get the chocolates, and I like it.
You know what?
Go and do it.
Yeah,
Giddy up.
I agree. I think if you go watch Glad You Think So in its last run, the way it absolutely hit the line and kept running, would suggest it's ready to go tomorrow. I think that price is probably pretty good. $485. That's not a bad price.
Very open race though,
very open.
Yeah,
very open. At that price, I think that's a great price with the 3 kilo claim as well, which is really, really nice. Gate 2 gets a lot of favours there. I think it'll be very, very hard to beat. One of double figures that I think I tipped it last. I tipped it in its first up run and it ran pretty well. Pharaoh's Reign with Tim Clark. He's sticking on.
Mm-hmm.
He's staying with a horse. And it ran a nice third first up, only a length behind the winner, Black Duke. I think this horse is way overs at $12. I don't think it should be $12 at all. Just go back through Pharaoh's Reign, go back through its form, and you'll see. I don't know, didn't put any notes there. Can't remember. I think it might have split a couple of good horses, but I can't remember off the top of my head. But just go through its form to find out sort of what I'm getting at here.
Mm-hmm.
Second up, I think it will be drastically improved, and at $12, I couldn't resist throwing it in there in the picks. But I think Glad You Think So.
Juicy price.
Very
hard to beat. Completely agree. Glad that we're on the same page with that one. Yes, we are. Right, race number 2 at Rosehill. Another good race, but I have honed in and zeroed in on Belvedere Boys, sitting around the $4 mark, I think. Yep, currently sitting at $4. Resumed well with a good run at Doomben. It was okay last start. It ran not the best, but it was better at Doomben. I think the jockey change, putting Nash on board, gives it a better improved chance. I think just that swapping that jockey. It's already had a run in Sydney, which is okay. It'll go again, and I think it'll be fairly hard to beat Belvedere Boys. Go again.
Yes.
Giddy up.
Yeah, I think Belvedere Boys, again, it's another one that absolutely bolted home last start. So I think it'll be ready. Was it a shorter trip? It was 1,200, so it's getting out to 1,400. It will be absolutely perfectly suited to 1,400. $4 is a great price, actually.
Very tasty.
I'm surprised that's actually gone out a little. I actually would think that this horse is probably going to come in a fair amount tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think especially it's a soft 6 at the moment. I don't know what the weather forecast is for Sydney. There's been a bit of rain around.
Yeah, what are they predicting?
South.
What's the track conditions?
I'm not sure. What's the bomb radar tell us?
So looking at the soft 6.
We go Sydney.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there is a bit of rain coming across there, isn't there?
Ty from Racecourse Capital giving you weather news now. So a little bit of rain going through Sydney overnight. It hasn't been great all week.
I've got the right. What am I doing?
So could change the track conditions, but we will see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So I don't think it minds soft anyway. I think Belvedere Boys will be fine with that. There's a couple
before the track gets too chopped up anyway. So
I think for a couple of rougher hopes, Sharp Shock. There's been a couple of scratching in the races, so I had a look. So it's come in a little bit. Sharp Shock's currently at $16. I think it will be very, very well suited for this trip.
Mm-hmm.
Going out from the 1,200. It actually beat. I think I put some notes here. Maybe not. No, that's for the next one. It's one of the track and distance, if I'm not mistaken. No, different horse. Next horse. Go and have a look at this horse. Go and have a look at its form, because I can't fucking remember exactly the form. But I know
you've seen too many horses.
The next tip in this race, I don't know why this horse is at this price.
What is it?
Stormy Witness.
Yes.
Did you look at this?
Yeah, I did.
I don't know why this is at $81. Why the fuck is this at $81? I actually think it might even be better on the soft. But last prep, it beat home Atmospheric Rock.
Mm-hmm.
It beat Atmospheric Rock, who is $5.50 in this race. I don't understand the price. It's already had a run, and it's dropping from 60.5 kilos down to 54.5. And gets to a distance that is won at the track. I just don't understand $81, but it might be just a little $5 fucking something on there. But Sharp Shock, I think Sharp Shock is way over the odds at $16. I don't know why. It actually powered home last race. It was just too far back.
As always, it'll be a very interesting tab highway because there's a couple in there that could surprise the ones that potentially should win on paper. So it should be a cracker.
Yeah.
Rightio, race all done. Next track, please, Maestro.
Let's go to the west.
All right, looking at Ascot. It's weird not seeing Pikey out there with his huge band. What's he got, a few more weeks to go?
He's
16 weeks or something?
Oh, fuck, what did he do?
Can't remember, but I can't remember. It was exceptionally bad. So anyway, we should probably know that.
Probably should.
Races 1 and 2 at Ascot. Beautiful program, beautiful track. Love going out there. Got a little bit of value in the first. Zachariah Bean at $9.50, $10 around mark that you'll get. It's had back-to-back wins in its last 2 starts. It is definitely going up in distance.
The old boy, 10 years old.
Yeah, it's going up in grade and it'll be tested, but fuck, why not after the last 2 runs? Like, honestly, why not? So I'm happy to stick with the old boy.
Yeah.
You know, don't discount the old boys, mate. They certainly know how to do it.
$10.
Exactly right. So I can come up with another win, and I'm ready for that one at 10.
This is a tough race, this one.
It is a bit of a tough one, hence why I've gone a little wide.
I went with come a little bit closer.
Come a little bit closer.
Yeah, $4.20.
Sure, mate.
Yeah.
It's a little
We are sitting actually a little bit closer tonight, aren't we?
It is, isn't it? Yes.
Very cozy. But I think this horse is ready to win. It's just very, very consistent. There's not much else to really go on. It's sort of one of those things where there's a few that are going well, and it's just a matter of which one turns up and gets a nice run on the day.
Yeah.
But I think this horse is ready to win, sticking at that sort of around that 2,200 mark. He got second at 2,200 at the track, 2 back. So I think it's ready to have a good crack here and gets a nice gate as well.
Beautiful.
There you go.
Party on. All right, race number 2 at Ascot. 2 out of 9 at Ascot. Should be a good track out there as well. Looking at This'll Show Ya. This'll Show Ya, $6.50 at the moment.
It was at $6.50.
It's coming to $6.
Bit of interest.
Little turn on the dial, little half turn, half unit. It resumed well to place second, and will be certainly fitter up again this time out. It's got a good chance and will want to hit the front. I think it's going to want to find the lead from that wide barrier. It's going to want to jump well, get out the front, and make the rest of them chase it down. It's got Holly Watson on the back, so it's always a good chance. She does love to lead, and I think we should be, should be pretty good.
Well.
Stop it! Yes!
Hopefully the mic's actually picking these up.
Yeah, I know.
Absolute fuckwits.
Wow, mate, whatever we got to do for showbiz, buddy.
Look, I think Siren Assault is absolutely the one to beat. I think it deserves to
no doubt.
It deserves to be favourite.
No doubt.
So my tactical play would be to use that as a saver, but I think This'll Show You has had the benefit of a run.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go back through their form, they tie into, I'm just trying to think, it was London's Image or London, something like that.
Yeah.
They both tie into that same horse. Now, Siren Assault beat that horse, whereas This'll Show You sort of finished just back from it, I think, from memory. But I just think that run might be the difference.
Mm-hmm.
I think if This'll Show You, great odds of $6. I think Siren Assault is a little saver if you want to just save your stake somehow. I think that's a great little play.
Perfect. All right, there we go. Like-minded thoughts in race number 2 at Ascot. Rightio, we've got 2 tracks to go. Chief, where are we off to? Always a hard choice, isn't it? Where does he want to finish?
Brizzy.
All right, we're looking at Doomben. Dooman's got a 10 race program tomorrow. It's probably going to sit around a soft 6, depending on the rain that comes in tonight. It's always going to be a little bit.
Radar? Do I do it again?
Go on, have a look. Go on, mate. I love it when you try to be the weatherman. So get it done.
Find the right spotty. Here we go. We'll go a little bit wide.
Go a little bit wide. There's a little bit coming through, but it's a bit hard to say exactly how much. But yeah, I think it'll still be a soft 6, soft 5. And yeah, we're going to look at races number 1 and 2.
Okay, here we go.
All right, race number 1, back demand is where I'm all about. I want to back demand in at $4.50. I think it's starting to finally find some form. It wasn't great early on, but its last run was pretty good. I think it's likely to have some sharp final splits. What that means is should come home like the Clappers, mate. Should be coming home like the Clappers if it just positions well, holds it nicely, races strong, and then just turns the afterburners on. We should be there. Boom.
All right.
Where are you at?
I like Sigourney. Sigourney with Jimmy
Sigourney
Burns.
Weaver.
Yeah, I like Jimmy Burns on there.
I did look at that one,
Absolutely ripped home
Jimmy's
last
back. He's been missing for a bit and he's back.
Do you know what happened to him?
No.
Okay.
No, don't know.
We should probably know that as well.
Again, we should probably do a little bit more research.
But he's back. Jimmy's back. And
he was back last week too, picking up some good rides. So
it won't take him long to hit some winners.
Oh no, not at all.
Sigourney absolutely ripped home last start at the 1,600 meters. I think it will absolutely relish the 2,020 meters. It faces tomorrow. I just think it's ready to sort of hit a peak run or very close to it. What are we hitting? Third up or fourth up? Whatever we're hitting.
Look, it's good. It's a good value play.
The way it got home last start, it would suggest that it's ready for a longer trip. Gate 12, it'll have to settle a fair way back with Gate 12. The other one I like at really nice odds, is Beckford, which comes out of the same race. It wasn't quite as strong in the finish in the last start. Gets a 3 kilo claim, which is nice. But I just think it'll appreciate the distance a lot. It could be one of those sort of horses that grinds home rather than it's got a sharp turn of foot.
Yep.
And I think Beckford at $13, I thought that was a really nice price. But I think Sigourney and Beckford are the plays.
Well, I'll give you a little cheeky each way. I would not be surprised to see the Missile feature in the top 3 tomorrow as well. Yeah, honestly, it is. It's very, I don't know, how do you say, unreliable, unlucky. It's just, you're just not sure. It is up and down. And it's one that I do like to follow, and it's Black Book because I got the reminder today.
If you're thinking about it, I fucking bet it runs a good race tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
That's always the way. And look, to be honest, what do we face in 2020? It's got form back over the 1800. It'll probably relish this distance. It's gone pretty well at 1800 too. Form around rations.
Well, here's the thing: it depends on the speed. If the speed's on early, I think we might be in a bit of spot of bother. But if it's just fairly regulated, I think he will have plenty in the tank to give a bit of a sight in the last 200. So yeah. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if the Missile just features.
There you go.
There you go, Ruffy. All right, race number 2 at Doomboom we're looking at. It's a bit like who we do this show, together. It's you and I, Ty. You and I, race number 2, $8, gets barrier 1, and showed plenty of speed last start. If it brings the same form, it's going to be very hard to beat. Oh, mate, just kicked off
destroyed them.
Just kicked away by 4 to 5 lengths and just got it done. So super happy to back it again. You and I.
You wouldn't believe it.
Stop it. Well, yes, absolutely. I mean, why not? And look at the money for it.
John Thompson horse coming from a massive win in Newcastle.
Yep.
4.8 lengths. Look, it had a fucking jogathon up in front. It just sort of chilled up in front. But
there was no speed in the race.
It was fucking dominant in the win. And I just think from gate 1, it'll do what it wants. It's just whether or not how much pressure's there. But if it gets a cakewalk like it did last start, it should fucking just win this.
I think if they want to challenge it, they need to put the speed on early.
They'll have to pressure. Yeah. They'll have to pressure, otherwise this thing will run away.
Yep.
Currently $7.50 on Sportsbet. I would imagine that would probably come in, especially with Sydney form. They'll people will recognise that.
Yeah, for sure.
The other one at double figures I thought was probably overs is Blu-ray. It was a nice run at the sunny coast. It was it was at 1,300 meters. You get an extra 300 meters tomorrow. It was one of those sort of finishes where wasn't necessarily a turn of foot per se, but it was sort of a slow build and just hold into the line.
Mm-hmm.
But it's getting another 300 meters. Like that's another nearly a length of a straight tomorrow. So I think it'll be really well suited out to the 1,600 tomorrow. $12 for Blu-ray I thought was quite generous. Huxtable's sticking with this horse as well, which is a great thing.
It's good when the jockey sticks, mate.
Yeah.
Either the trainer or the jockey don't drop them off. So.
And in my typical style, I'm going to give you a roughie.
Here we go.
I don't understand why this is a roughie because the short price favourite American Fireball.
Well, the roughie's usually considered with a long chance of winning. So
Yeah.
that's a roughie. So,
but it's I don't know.
What's it paying?
But what? Oh, it's paying $23, right? So this horse beat the favourite home last start.
Really?
And then the favourite came out and won the next start.
Interesting.
So the form's already been franked through the favourite. So the favourite's at $3.70 and this is at $23. Why the fuck is that at $23? So I couldn't work that out. And look, it depends on how fast they go up front because this horse will probably have to get back. But Blueprint at $23 I thought was a phenomenal roughie in this.
Interesting.
With the form already being
all right. My eyes will be very interested in this race to see what Blueprint does based on that little push. I like it.
There you go.
All right, we only got one more track to go. We're off to Victoria, Caulfield. You know how I feel about Caulfield. Love Caulfield. Absolutely at Caulfield. So we're looking at race 1, race number 6 as well. But we're going to start with race number 1. It's all about Jamie Carr and Flash Feeling in the first at $3.60. It has been thereabouts, and I think the change to put Jamie Carr on the back,
because it's your fucking. You're just joining in with everyone else that's been bagging him this week.
Mate, he had a fucking shocker last week, and so he should be talked to.
No, but you know what he did the next day? Come out and rode like 3 or 4 winners in a row.
Oh, okay, well that's great. But what about the Saturday, mate?
But who the fuck gets on a $1.20 favourite anyway? Like, what the fuck? Like, anyway, I'm not even going to go into that. I can't even.
So I think Jamie Carr jumping on the back is a really, really strong push. It gets barrier 2, and if it's ever going to have a chance to win, it's tomorrow.
Yep, fair enough.
Making my best bet, if you like.
I think I'm going to have a bit of a tactical play. I think it's going to be very, very hard to beat Dunkel. I think even with the 61.5, this horse is really progressive.
Very strong, isn't it?
I think they've got long-term plans with this horse. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to go to a Melbourne Cup or something like that down the line. They've probably already said that. $3.10. I thought that was actually not a bad price if you want to save your stake on Dunkel. But I actually really like Ashrun. I really like Ashrun.
Yeah, okay.
Ashrun and there's 2 plays. Ashrun and Mancain. I think they're both over the odds where they currently are.
Mm-hmm.
Ashrun at $9 and Mancain at $6.50. I know Dunkel's going to be very, very hard to beat. That's why I think as a saver, I think that'd be a good play. Ashrun, if you go back and watch its first up run last prep, which it was its first run after like 1,000 and something days off. This horse ran 4th in the Melbourne Cup. It's just gone.
Yeah, right.
Very, very classy horse. Its first up run last prep though was at 1,700, and it was 3 wide or 4 wide the entire trip, and still came home strong. So I think over 2,000. This is 2,000. Yeah, this is 2,000. This should be a better starting point for it. A more appropriate starting point for it.
More appropriate, better run. Finish the second. And
nice little 1.5 kilo claim for Gaudray as well.
Sure.
I just think this is a much better starting point at 2,000 rather than 1,700, and I think this well over the odds at $9. Mancain, I think Mancain will get a nice run. It will get a great run from Gate 3, John Allen on.
Mm-hmm.
Finished 4th behind Independent Road, and you'll pick Flash Feeling last start. I think it's ready for a peak run. That's why I put it in the plays at $6.50. I thought that was pretty generous as well. It probably could be down around $4 or something like that. And I reckon it'll get some support tomorrow. I reckon
Beautiful.
will come in a bit.
Fantastic.
So there you
Wow. Cracking races kick off the first at Caulfield.
Beautiful.
Let's fast forward to race number 6. We'll leave some juicy ones in the middle for the members tomorrow.
Yep.
Oh, all right. I like this. I did like this race, and I'm going for something that's sitting around about the $7 mark at the moment. Oh, reminds me of a girl I met about 10 years ago in Melbourne, Foxy Cleopatra.
Was it true or?
Yeah, well, that was her stage name. I don't know what her real name was, mate. But it was 3 o'clock in the morning in King Street, in Melbourne, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But anyway, Foxy Cleopatra, $7. Shin sticking with the ride, and I think it will love the extra step up in distance. I think it just needs that just a little bit further. It's a big chance to run well tomorrow, and I think that's a great little pick for Shin to pick up one win tomorrow in race number 6.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, you like Foxy Cleopatra too?
Yes.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Yeah,
Great, it's a quality horse too.
I think it's just coming. It's coming out of the right race, and if you go look at Foxy's last run, drawing gate number 2 as well, which was really good. It was really good through the line and after the line, which I really, really like to see when they're stepping out in distance. The fact that Shin's sticking with this horse is a massive plus. And I thought at the odds was $7 earlier. It's come in to $6.50 on Sportsbet. We probably get better odds somewhere. I thought that was a great play. Look, I'm going to give the chance to Vow and Declare. I'm going to give a chance to Vow and Declare here. I know, there's no doubt they've got to beat Gold Trip. His class is absolutely classy horse and has a massive finish.
It's a great horse. Like seriously,
it is a very, very good horse, and it runs great fresh as well. So, but I'm going to give a chance to Vow and Declare. I know this is 1800 is a bit short for him. Egan gets on, and I think Egan has a good affiliation with this horse now. I think if he pushes forward from gate 3 and the speed isn't too crazy, it's going to take Gold Trip out a little bit if they don't go too nuts in front. If he sort of controls it and just walks, he's fucking good enough. Like he's a Melbourne Cup winner himself, so he's proven that he's at that level. $17.
Very good. It's worth an each way.
It's worth
an each way. I mean, Vow and Declare, we all know how good Vow and Declare is.
I just think this could be a sneaky little race that it might suit him with his draw. And I think Billy Egan can give it a good ride. But I think Foxy Cleopatra is a great bet. I think it'll definitely run well.
I like it.
So there you go.
Beautiful. Bang on. That's the tracks.
That's it.
Oh God, that was quick.
Yeah.
Wow, some very exciting racing. The autumn is just around the corner. Ty, anything you want to talk about to our viewers at home?
Well, starting next week, we're on to our. I'm sure you would have seen the.
Yeah, they're watching us in the confines of the bed, couch, or the dunny, like you know.
The little promos that have been going up.
They've been pretty good.
You know, our new membership structure and how we're going to approach things, and we're already into the big races. You know, end of February, we're starting to get the Blue Diamond tomorrow, and some other big races as well. So it's all happening, and next week it starts for March membership. So look, just jump on. It's going to be a massive, massive autumn.
Absolutely.
Peak season is one of the peak seasons. It's always great betting. You're going to find great value at the start and all the way through to the end, and even some lingering value plays that happen even into the winter from horses that have stuck on from the autumn as well. So we got months of great racing ahead of us. I'm pretty excited. I reckon we're going to find some great value this autumn.
Absolutely love it. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. And girls, ladies, hopefully kids over the age of 18. Thanks very much for tuning in. Another great episode. Ty, thanks very much for your time. See you again next week. As always, gamble responsibly. Have some fun. Got any final words, mate? Got a